All right, so after a great shred run, I reached out to the guy who wanted me to do a pickup today, and he reached back out and said, yes, come pick it up. So this is what I ended up with. I thought I would just be taking it to the shred pile, but after I saw it all, I realized I had to bring it home. There was a lot of separation to do, as well as a lot of items to actually keep. So as you can see, the back of the truck is full. I've got a ton of stuff up in the cab as well. But that box, this box, that box, and this one is a complete stand-up toolbox. And I think it's in good enough condition where I can sell it for 20-30 bucks on Facebook. The two generators, he said they only need carburetors, but I don't know how long they've been setting. I'm not a mechanic guy. I'm not going to try to restart these, and I don't even know if I'm going to deal with trying to sell them for just a few dollars since they don't work and I don't know what they need other than carburetors. So I might break them down enough to sell them as ironing aluminum motors at the small scales, but that's about it. I'm not going to break it down any further than that. I only know of a few of these things and what's actually inside some of these boxes, but this here, this green thing, this goes from here to the other side of the bed and all the way back. That is the largest AC unit I've ever put in the back of this truck. Thankfully, he was there to help me, so that needs to be scrapped out. I know there's tools inside of here and the other boxes. This here is one of the only ones I've opened up, and it's all plastic. It's pretty much all junk except for maybe a motor in here. But stuff like, you know, this heater, he gave me rotors and hubs. Now, when you see me throw rotors into the shred pile, I get the exact same price per pound as I do for a clean rotor as I do for a metal umbrella with a bunch of fabric on it. My scrapyard does not care if it's clean or dirty. I get the same price, and that's why I always throw it in there. The yard that I used to deal with before my current one, exact same thing. They don't distinguish between clean cast, clean steel, and dirty. So it all goes into the same price point at the same pile. This here tackle box, it was heavy when I put it in here, but I didn't open it up yet. And inside, yeah, look at it. It's all socket set, so I'll keep some of that. And then we'll probably sell the rest cheap, because stuff like this, I don't have it in me to scrap it out, so I will figure out what to do with it. But I know that there's tools in the rest of these as well. I've got a battery there and just a bunch of stuff. I've got cords in buckets up front, but everything from, you know, I've got two chainsaws that are done. I've got an old vacuum that might be aluminum, and I've got a smoker there with I think stainless steel pots inside. Just a whole bunch of stuff. This was just laying in piles in his yard, and even the good stuff, he was just like, take it, I want it gone. So let me get at this. I need to empty the truck bed so that I can go out dumpster diving possibly tonight or tomorrow. And then I need to start scrapping this stuff down. But even stuff like this is all aluminum, all non-magnetic. I've got a walker cane there. And then I've also got a walker inside the cab that I think are both in good enough condition to resell. So need to start going through all this, and then I'll show you what I got. All right, so the AC unit I'm gonna have to take off in pieces. I don't want to drop the whole thing off my tailgate. It must weigh at least 200 plus pounds, so I need to get out my tools and take that apart. Barbell's still back there. Got one of the generators here. I don't think I'm really going to touch that one. That one's going to be turned into shred as is. It's just not worth my time. This is a bunch of shred and other electronics. You got this camera here. I don't know what condition these were stored in. I'm not going to try to sell stuff like that. So that's miscellaneous electronics and metal. That stuff I've got to sort through and separate the good stuff from the bad. That's just junk. Pile of wire, a couple of blower units for the motors. And then this is a propane heater. He said it actually works. It's got the hookup for a propane tank. I might actually keep that in the attic just in case we lose power. I'm going to try it first before I decide, and then I'll figure that out. These I'll get back to in a minute. There's another generator, more shred, and then here is the walker and the cane. So those are in really good condition. I think I'm going to try to sell those. If this wasn't pulled out of the dirt outside. I might actually see if somebody would want that, but it is non-magnetic, so I might separate some of that, but more than likely it's going to get turned in as irony aluminum, whatever I do separate. And then these screws, so he told me that these are not aluminum, they are non-magnetic. He said these are titanium. So I've got a couple of pounds of these. I don't know if my yard takes titanium. He came from the aircraft industry. I worked for Honda Aircraft for a while, so we did use a lot of titanium hardware and pieces. So I believe him that it is titanium, but I'm sure the yard can tell me for certain. He said this might be a little silver set. I don't know. I'll take a look at it. And then the toolboxes I'll go back through in a minute. And then here's a bunch more of the shred that I told you about. And then these two units are heavy in aluminum cast. So I'm actually going to take those apart and take the aluminum out. And then I'm going to, because that's easily accessible, I will try to break some of that down until I get to a point that I'm frustrated and then decide if I'm going to turn it in as ironing aluminum or it's just going in the shred pile. So before I get started, I need to grab my gloves. So this toolbox is absolute junk. I could smell it as soon as I started getting around it, and so prepare yourself, but you've got a nice mouse nest in there. So yeah, and it smells as bad as it looks. So for that reason, I'm not dealing with any of that. It's getting turned in as is. Nothing in there that I want that bad. I might see if I can separate some of the aluminum out, but I've already looked through here and there's just nothing in here that I want all that bad. That I might cut the handle off and soak in disinfectant. I don't have a cutter like that. And these are just cheap tools with the plastic that's probably got urine in it that's never going to go away, so that's not getting touched either. And then down here, I think these 3 Craftsman wrenches along with that other tool I'll soak in disinfectant. That's aluminum. I'll throw that into a separate shred pile, but the rest is getting dumped as is. So that is fairly disgusting. This here, kind of the same thing. I took out some of these that aren't rusted too bad, and I will again soak these, but you can see that yeah, the mice called this home for quite a while. Nothing has come out scurrying, so I think they're all evacuated, hopefully. And then this one here is no better. So I will just, yeah, so I haven't poked through that yet. And that's kind of a shame because those are some pretty decent older tools. But I don't think there is anything in there. I don't really have anything to poke it with. Let's just see if anything comes running out, but this is, yeah, this is really disgusting. Yeah, no mice in there, but yeah, now all that dust is all over the place. So this here, these tools, they're made in India and there's no brand on them. I'm not even going to worry about them. Those are just getting turned in, and you can see they're pretty rusted from the mouse urine. This one here has nothing in it, and then this one here, I think there was, yeah, so this older tool, it's a Craftsman, and I think I'll soak it along with the others just because it's kind of cool. I like it, and I can buff that up and clean that up, but because it's all metal and not plastic, it should disinfect just fine. This Craftsman screwdriver, again, not worried about it because it's plastic, and that stuff is probably permeated inside there, so I am not going to deal with it. So yeah, other than this, that's the only thing that's getting saved out of all this. Like I said, if these were in better shape, then maybe, but like I said, they're not, there's no brand name on them. They're not Craftsman or anything like that. They're not Snap-on. I never come across that kind of stuff, but I just don't need it, and I'm not going to deal with it. I mean, it's all rusty from the mice. So yeah, and then this last thing here, you did see this. Actually, this here, mice did not get into this, so it's in pretty bad shape. I'm just going to scrap it out, but I will go through all of the sockets and take out any of the tools that are in here. This wasn't affected by the invaders. That's empty, and then this one here just has a couple of things inside of an extension. So yeah, and then this one, the plastic one, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I'll probably scrap it out. These, it wasn't, they're not rusty from mice. They're rusty because water got in there. So I'll see if any of these fill any voids for something that I need. Otherwise, I will scrap out that because it's such in bad shape. This shelf here is actually in really good shape, so I'll probably keep a lot of that. And then this one here, he saved all of this stuff because it was a larger drive. And this stuff here is just miscellaneous garbage probably. So it's a tool for a wood stove, I believe. So yeah, that's what I ended up with. Not a bad little run for free. And I've got a decent amount of scrap here. There's definitely some weight, at least 900 pounds worth of stuff. And a lot of it is non-ferrous. So I've still got a lot of work to do to separate like all the cords out and stuff in there. But a lot of the rest of this is going to end up as shred. So I need to get to work and get that thing apart and out of my bed. And then I'll see what I'm going to do from there. Okay, for that load, ended up being 980 pounds at 7.75 cents a pound for $76. So not too bad for a run where I didn't think I had a completely full load. So head back out and look for more.